Welcome to Communing with Divine, a podcast where I share my spiritual quest and the lessons and the insights that I've received from many divine beings and energies during meditation. I am your host, Meraki. Now, let's begin. Welcome to Communing with Divine, to the 30th episode, the very last episode of Season 1. I am so grateful to each and every one of you for walking this path with me so far. I hope you will join me for Season 2. And at the end of this episode, I'll spend just a little time giving you a brief idea of what Season 2 will entail. All right, so having said all that, let's begin. June 28th, 2023. I'm walking with the Watcher, the Wise One. And normally, when I walk with him like this, there's a path. But where we are, there is no path. It's just darkness. But not deep darkness. It's darkness with a suggestion of light. I was surprised by this, so I said, "There is no path." And the Watcher said, "No, not in this place. This is the place before the path is formed, where the path is contemplated, but not determined. It is the edge of the void, the transition towards light. It is the edge of the void and the place of the beginning of individual consciousness. Within the void, there is a higher consciousness, the consciousness of the One and the All. We are at the very edge before the transition. It's where the potential for individual consciousness exists." I ask, "Why are we here?" He responds, "You are asking many questions. Why? Why? This is the beginning of your understanding of why. You once asked Divine, 'Why are we doing this?' And the answer you received was, 'We are a curious mind.' But this is only the beginning of the answer to the question of why all of this happened." He's smiling, like you would smile at a very young child who thinks they've figured something out, but when you know that they haven't. We're going to just keep walking. It's very peaceful. And as I said, there's a suggestion of light. And the suggestion of light creates a draw, a curiosity. It's very interesting. Part of me wants to go deeper into the void because I seek the consciousness of the One, of the All, to just fold into that, releasing the self. But as I walk in this place with the Wise One, quietly, I feel the draw of the light. There's curiosity. I can hear and feel the curiosity within me. Like, what is that? What is this light? Where is it coming from? And I'm drawn to look and to seek without anything being said. I'm drawn by a curiosity to understand. We're walking in a direction going closer to the edge. I'm calling it an edge because there seems to be a point where there is less darkness and more light. It seems as if there's more light anyway. It's interesting. In this phase of going from the one to individual consciousness, it's very gentle, which is not what I was expecting. It's a transition, an easy, slow transition, really. It's a gentle transition. And it's born out of the intense curiosity, which brings me back to that statement. We are a curious mind. But why is the option even here? And what is it within us as the One, as the All, that even should bother with this curiosity? And who put that curiosity there for us? Who created it? And why? As with all that exists, this curiosity exists for a reason. But where does this curiosity come from? Who seeded it? Is it seeded within the void, or does it begin once we make the transition towards light? And well, what I'm experiencing now is curiosity that's within the light, that's drawing me to the light. Does it not also work in reverse? So what I mean by that is when we think of the great masters who would go and merge with the void and become one with it, it would seem that becoming one, they didn't have curiosity. They didn't want to experience or need to experience anything more. They just wanted to exist, and be within the what is as one. So on the surface of it, it seems as if they were coming from a place of curiosity and seeking and going to a place of nothing, of nothingness, coming from the human form and the human experience and folding back into the void where their individuality would not exist anymore. But if you think about it, that is an adventure too. That is an expression of curiosity. It's curiosity about the experience of the conscious transition of relinquishing individual consciousness. That was their quest, and it came from curiosity. And ironically, the curiosity that exists within their human form, with its sense of a separate consciousness and individuality, is what led them back to a place that exists without curiosity, without individuality, and without separate consciousness. I look at the watcher. He returns my gaze but says nothing. He's not going to explain this to me today. The watcher and I continue to walk together so that I can experience this place of gentle transition and begin to understand it better through experiencing it directly. July 9th, 2023. I haven't had much sleep, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and do my calling in and my meditation anyway. But before I go into my meditation, I just want to mention that it's so important to go with what you feel is right inside. The amount of internal guidance we get is phenomenal, just phenomenal, and we discount it. Here's a small sample that seems to go away from my point, but will come back to it. I have become a great believer that all that exists within our solar system and all that exists within our universe helps to create and maintain the program that we're experiencing here in this reality. And so I've been thanking them for what they do to create our experience. Mother Universe is like the master programmer or the master conductor, however you want to describe her role. And the stars and the planets and all of these different energies and forces follow her direction. They work to align in certain ways and create certain resonances at certain times. They are the machine that creates through movement, through placement, and through the direction and manipulation of energy in order to create opportunities for us to learn and to experience. And so we are both within the machine and a part of it. For we also contribute as we experience. All is connected and related. All affects all. Archangel Michael says to me, change is at hand. There is much to prepare for, both within your life and within the greater community of man. He's showing me dominoes, so many, an infinite number. I can't even see where they end. There's one straight line of dominoes, and then there are other dominoes that go off into different directions. Some dominoes go off in a straight line beyond where I can see, and other ones just curl up around and around each other. Some crisscross. There are intricacies where they branch off and then merge into others and branch onto others. He's showing me the first domino beginning to fall. He's explaining that the time for that is close. The time for that domino to fall is close. Although I have to admit, their idea of time does not seem to match ours. He's explaining that there are times when thoughts, words, and deeds come to their culmination, and we must experience the fruit of our labors. Archangel Michael says, "Hear me, a time is coming, the time of culmination. For this you must be prepared, for there will be great strife." He shows me scales and balances. He's showing me the last drop, reaching critical mass, and says, all of humanity has contributed to this point, to this moment of culmination. Remember, child, you are all one, and so you are both yourself and another. You are all one another. The Archangel Uriel wants to come in and help me to hear and to understand, because as I said earlier, I'm so tired and I'm struggling a little bit. The Archangel Uriel says, "Child, you must take the cloth from your ears." The Archangel Michael is being quite clear. He wants me to call on the Archangel Raphael and the Archangel Gabriel. So I guess it's full power today. Uriel continues, this you must understand. This is not punishment. There is no punishment. There is only experience. There is only learning. Choices have been made in this existence, in this reality, in this awareness that will lead to a certain result. That is all. Sometimes the behavior and decisions of a few affect the many. Sometimes it is the decisions and the behavior of the many that affect all. But all are involved. All have contributed. And so all bear the responsibility for the outcome, no matter what, whether good as you deem it or bad. I'm asking them, do you never see good or bad? They say, remember the ladders, remember the levels, remember the perspectives you were shown. We have only perspective. You have none. He's showing me that we don't have perspective within this body, within these incarnations as human beings. He says, your perspective is myopic. Now, I know it sounds like they're angry or maybe being mean, but they're not at all. They're just trying to be very, very clear. I mentioned to Uriel that I am exhausted, and Uriel says, this is the culmination of your own decisions and behavior. Well, he's right. It's true. Uriel continues, we speak to you, but you hear not. Cloth ears. Again, he's not being negative. He's kind of ribbing me a bit, but he's ribbing me with truth. The Archangel Uriel advises me, open your crown chakra, open your third eye, open your throat chakra, and open your heart chakra. Remove the blocks from your ears. Let your soul connect with us. You will hear us clearly and with understanding. You have asked. We are answering. You and your kind are approaching a point of culmination of destiny. You have seen this on your own path. There are points at which that which came before must be tallied, must be balanced to allow for the next step. Old baggage cannot be brought into the new level, for if it is, that level can never be achieved. Do you understand this, child? I do. I can see it. I can see what you're showing me, and I can hear you. This was your question. This is your answer, which you knew well already. Uriel continues, ask not what you know already. Ask not what you hear clearly within yourself. You have no need for reinforcement for that which you already know. You have much need of learning what you do not. You have no need to be given help to see that which you see so clearly already. It is that which is hidden from you where your need is greatest. Focus on that and allow. We are here, always. The ether speaks. She says, the sleep is lacking. This sleep is important. This you must do. You discount your body, underestimating its needs. It must be fed. It must be watered. It must rest. The difficulty you had hearing the mighty ones came not from your soul. It came from the fatigue in your body, distracting you from those messages that come through so clearly to you. Look after the body. Your soul is shining already. Look after the body and allow. All will be well. The goddess Aletheia has come forward now, and she says, do not fret. Do not grasp. The information will come when it is ready. Just allow, be open, be ready to receive. There is no need to grasp. There is a need to relax. What the ether said is true. You must look after your body to be prepared for the work that you do. Gnosis says, child, limitations are not weaknesses. You confuse the two. You push too hard, too far, without regard for what you need. You must honor your limitations. You must honor your limitations. You are human. Humans are by nature limited. Yet you have not accepted this. There is no shame in limitations. He's laughing now, and he's saying, while it might be frustrating to your soul who knows none, you have chosen to incarnate into a physical form, child, and so you must honor your limitations, and you must attend to your body. It is not self-indulgent, it is not weakness, it is not laziness, it is intelligence. It is honoring the house that has allowed your soul to incarnate here on earth. It is an honor. It is an act of love. Do you understand this, child? I do, and thank you. What a beautiful way of explaining it. He continues, honor yourself, body, mind, and soul. Honor yourself in all of your physical expressions. Honor yourself as you are. Honor yourself, know yourself, love yourself, allow and trust. There is nothing more. The sages Balthazar and Melchior speak. Wisdom takes distance. Wisdom requires contemplation, a place of peace. Wisdom requires the appreciation of the knowledge and truth that you have learned and experienced, of the knowledge and faith that comes from your heart, from your soul, from the divine, from the all. Wisdom takes humility. Ponder upon this in relation to what you have been told today. For it is not only truth that you must honor yourself and your body and your needs. It is not only the knowledge of what those needs are and recognizing them and honoring them. It takes wisdom to apply them. The sacred feminine and the sacred masculine say, balance, child, balance. This is one of your biggest challenges and one of your biggest lessons. Now I'm with Mother Earth and I'm thanking her for everything. I'm saying to her, thank you for this body and all the other bodies I've had. I want to thank you for this opportunity. You're very loving to us. And I want to apologize for myself, but also on behalf of all of humanity for what we've done to you. We have not honored you, and yet you still continue to honor us. Thank you. She's extremely loving and forgiving. Her energy is really extraordinary. She's very resilient. She says, there will come a time in the not too distant future, a time of reckoning. The reckoning allows for change. Know that you are loved. Despite all, know that you are loved. She's explaining that she understands us, and she loves us all despite what we have done. And she says this reckoning may not be what we think. It may not come about in the way that we think it will. It may not come from her. July 12th, 2023. So yesterday, a lot of stuff came to me as I thought about the session that I had with Divine, and I thought I might talk about it a little bit with all of you, because I do feel like it's a little bit profound. Okay, well, maybe profound is too grand a word. Maybe it's more thought-provoking. Anyway, it relates to what I do in terms of my ability to jump in and out of my connections with Divine and my understanding of the whole time-space thing in relation to why I can do this. So here we go. I can, well, actually everybody can, hop back and forth between worlds, dimensions, and realities. And what I mean by this is that I can very easily just stop my conversation or my connection with Divine or anyone within an energetic realm or a different dimension. I can get up, I can go do something that has to be done here, and then I can come right back and reconnect to the exact moment I was actively engaged with before I left. And nothing would have changed. The moment and the communications remain exactly as it was when I left. No changes. So I thought that I should talk about this. To start with, there is no time. We perceive time here, but there is none in truth. If we use the idea of the present moment, I think it helps to explain this. All that exists within every single present moment. So you can go in and out of a specific present moment and it remains the way it was when you left it. The best way that I can explain this is the science fiction idea that you can go into a different time in history and visit it. This is because everything exists in the now. There is no past. There is no future. Everything exists in the now. So therefore, the idea is that if we had a way to quote-unquote time travel, you could do that. You could visit different periods in history and time as they existed in that exact moment. And while I'm not sure how one can visit various quote-unquote times in history, I know that you can visit the energetic realm and you can pop into another present moment that exists that's different from the present moment that you're consciously active in. So this fluidity exists. So what does it take? Because anyone can do this. Everyone can do this. There's no special talent required. There's just the need for the belief and the understanding. It's that simple. You have to know and believe that everything exists within a present moment and that each present moment continues to exist. Even when we're not focused on it, even when we're not aware of it, it continues to exist. Now, I know it's ironic that I'm talking about time, and as I'm talking about time, I'm saying there is no time or passing of time, but I have a limited and restricted capability to explain what I'm trying to say, obviously. Our ability to conceive of these concepts and our limited vocabulary makes this very difficult to explain. But I'm going to take another shot at this. Let's try it. We perceive time as something that passes, and we perceive time as a sort of linear thing, but it's not like that. Everything exists now, at the same time, within each present moment, at the point of the Grand Convergence. Those present moments don't go away, they don't change, they all exist as they are always at the point of the Grand Convergence. And for the energetic realm or divine realm, or however you want to describe them, they are aware of this and we're not. So we think and we believe that if we walk away or if we disconnect, that we can't go back to that exact moment, but you can. And when you do, nothing has changed, nothing. You return to that present moment to find it exactly as you left it. You may have changed, and you can bring these changes into a specific present moment with you, but the present moment itself has not changed. As you interact with that present moment, you affect it, but as it is itself, it is unchanged. I believe that this is part of the reason why there's no judgment and no impatience within the energetic or divine realm. They are aware of every present moment. We are not. We are only aware of the present moment that we're in. So that's another big difference between our perceptions and the perceptions of those in the energetic realm. It's actually very simple. It's just hard for me to explain because I don't have the terminology that's needed. I'm not a scientist. But I will keep trying to make it as clear as possible. So I just want to repeat and emphasize this really important fact. Everybody can do this. The issue we have is that we have constructs in our minds. Humans have created limiting constructs in terms of our perception and our thinking. And we've imposed these constructs on as many people as we possibly can. And all of them are false constructs. There is no separation. All that exists within a present moment, and these present moments remain active and in place simultaneously, available to be tapped into at any moment that you want. There are no limitations and there are no restrictions. So some of the things that come up a lot with this present moment concept is the idea of quote-unquote going back in time and space and affecting the outcome, and then going back to another present moment in time, as we call it. The question people would have or do have is, how does our interaction with these present moments affect the outcome of the perceived future of that particular present moment? The idea being, if you interact with a specific moment in quote-unquote time, then you have affected the future outcome. That's not entirely true. And this is where having graphics would be really helpful. If you go back to the quote-unquote past, or rather to a present moment that we perceive as being in the past, and you affect it with the knowledge that you have now, then you do create a different future, quote-unquote, a new version of the original, quote-unquote, future. But the original future that you were consciously aware of when you chose to go back to that present moment in what we perceive as being the past still exists. It still plays out. What you've done is you've gone back into the past, quote unquote, and you've created another alternate future that also plays out through a series of present moments. But it doesn't mean that the present moment that you decided to tap into doesn't exist anymore. It does. It has to. It doesn't change or disappear. It's just that a new pathway, a new present moment is created. So then the next question is, which quote-unquote future present moment do you consciously return to? Do you go to the one that you have now affected and created to be different and then wonder what happened? Or do you return to the original one that you left from? These are the things that are so interesting about this work. Because we're so limited, we're only able to be aware of one reality, one outcome, one conscious present moment at a time. This is because there are so many that it would blow our minds to try to conceive of all of them at once. Because within every present moment that exists, multiple options are presented and decisions are made. And every single decision and every single option that is not chosen is also played out. And we, in a different version of our consciousness, experience the other outcomes of both decisions made and actions taken, and decisions not made and actions that were not taken. They all exist, and they all exist simultaneously and concurrently. Every single outcome is played out of every single possibility, and this occurs within your life, your consciousness, and in the lives and consciousness of all other people. Because remember, we are interacting, and not just with other people. We are interacting with all that exists within our reality, because every action or inaction affects everything within our reality. Things seen and unseen, things known and unknown, things recognized and unrecognized by the very limited human race that we are all affected. So options and outcomes are constantly being created. Alternative present moments create other alternative outcomes, as well as subcategories of each alternative outcome. And these are all realized. It's very, very intricate. It's very complex, but it's also so simple and straightforward. But maybe that's just the way I perceive it. So that's why when I connect with divine, I don't have an issue popping out of it and then popping right back to where I was without ever losing anything, or without anything changing from the moment that I return. It could be said that another alternate outcome would exist if I didn't leave at that moment. If I didn't choose to leave that present moment of connection with divine in order to attend to something earthly and then pop back in. Maybe I stayed, or maybe I never went back to it. And I can't know from this conscious awareness, in this present moment, what the outcome of these would be. But what I can tell you is that I can do it. And if I can do it, then you can do it. Everyone can do it. The only thing that I think people need is that they need to believe that it's possible and to accept that this understanding and belief is all that they need. Just that understanding that everything is a present moment and that multiple present moments exist because multiple choices and outcomes exist. And just that alone allows you to be able to do this. Now, this opens up all kinds of other questions. Psychics, for example, or kids who remember past lives. What are they doing? Well, I think that they're just able to pop in and out of different present moments. And the reason sometimes things don't work out the way that may have been foretold is because your consciousness right now makes a different decision, or the person you're talking to has popped into a present moment or has connected to a present moment that maybe isn't a part of the consciousness that you're going to end up choosing. It will be a different aspect of the consciousness that is you that makes the choices that lead to an outcome that was expected, seen, or foretold, or not. Aliens, NHIs, non-human intelligence also comes up. What about them? Are they a part of this reality? Are they a part of a different reality? Are they a part of this dimension or of a different dimension? Are they fully here, or are they holographic projections that are somehow semi-solid so that they can still affect us physically and affect our physical world or reality, but they aren't fully entrenched here, which is why they don't seem to be restricted by the laws and the rules that our universe is managed by. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to a lot of questions, but I do think that it's all very interesting, and I hope that you'll all give it a try. And so this concludes the last episode of Season 1, and I want to thank you all so much for listening. I did say I would just a little brief blurb about Season 2. Season 2 is very different. Season 1 seemed to be a lot more about me understanding things, my growth, dealing with my own fear and my ego, and perfecting and getting better at, I shouldn't say perfecting, getting better at my technique, and understanding bigger concepts and making connections with a multitude of beings and energies. Season 2 is about liminal spaces and involves the goddess Hecate. She's introduced to me by Divine when I'm in meditation, and I'm told that I will learn from her. The mighty ones escort me every time, and I go into her dimension, her realm. And from there, she teaches me. And she's eventually joined by 2 other goddesses. And they walk me through different liminal spaces to show me the diversity and the richness of liminal spaces, and to help me understand the purpose of these liminal spaces. So I really do hope that you'll all join me for that. It's very interesting, very different. So thank you again for being with me up to this point. I really do hope you join me for Season 2 because it's so exciting and it is so different. But until then, have a great day.